Welcome to the Cass Health Podcast, the show where we hope to connect our community with healthcare information that's relatable, understandable, and useful to your life, and where you get to know better the neighbors providing your care. I'm your host, Ann McCurdy, and in today's episode, we are talking with new family medicine provider, Dr. Hunter Pflughaupt. Before we get started, 2 quick disclaimers. First, the comments in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of Cass Health. Second, the information in this podcast is not intended to be construed as personal medical advice. Always consult your primary care provider with questions and concerns regarding your health. Dr. Pflughaupt, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's great to finally get to be on the podcast for the first time.
Excellent. So with that enthusiasm, we're going to expect to welcome you back?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to talk some topics.
Yes, you can count on me.
Good. We'd love to just get to know you. You're new to Cass Health, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in eastern Iowa, small town called Walker, which is just north of Cedar Rapids, population of about 800 or so pretty darn small. And then I ended up going to College in Cedar Rapids for my undergrad, and then I went to the University of Iowa for medical school, did my residency in Des Moines, and now have found my way to Atlantic to work full-time at Cass Health. I have a couple younger brothers, much younger actually, so Ty, he is a sophomore in college, and then Tate is a freshman in high school. So really big age gap. I was 17 when Tate was born in the middle of a high school golf tournament. So that was fun though, just being that big age gap and feeling like an older brother, but at times kind of like a dad too. And then I'll actually be getting married here in this upcoming April. So we're in the process of getting all of our save the dates and all those details ironed out right now. And then no kids right now, but we do have a small black cat that acts kind of like a child and a dog and is just a little ornery at times, but we really enjoy her too.
Well, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's very exciting. So
Yeah.
Wedding in April.
Yeah, we've kind of had a long engagement. We've been engaged since June of last year, so didn't really want to worry about having a wedding in the middle of residency. So
yeah, you've had a few life changes over the last year.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about why medicine. What was it? Was there a moment? Was there something in your youth? What made you want to be a doctor?
Yeah, I don't know if there was necessarily one specific moment, but kind of the cliche thing. Everyone that gets into medicine always says they like science. So I obviously like that. But I think one of the bigger things was, since I did have such younger brothers, especially when Ty was born, I would have been middle school age. And then obviously when Tate was born, I was in high school. So I just knew a little bit more about the science and healthcare at that point. So with them being born and then being around young children a lot with that, I think I started to get a little bit of an interest. And then when I went to college, I thought I wanted to do something in the healthcare field. I didn't know necessarily if I wanted to be a full-fledged doctor at that point, but took those classes, did some volunteering. I actually volunteered on the physical therapy floor at the hospital across the street from And I enjoyed that, but not enough to say that I wanted to be a physical therapist. And then I had a couple good friends that were getting ready to apply for medical school. And I'm like, I think I could do this too. And the rest is history, I guess.
Excellent. We're glad you did.
Yeah.
So when you got into medical school and you start doing all of your rotations and things like that, what was it about family medicine that drew you in and you knew it was a fit?
I think a lot of people say when they go to medical school, you have to make the decision pretty early on if you want to go kind of the surgical route or the non-surgical route. And at Iowa, we start our clinical rotations a little bit sooner than like at traditional medical schools. We do a 1.5 years of coursework, and then we go out into the hospital after that. So I had my surgery rotation pretty early on and quickly learned that I did not want anything to do with that. So then that goes the other route. And in medical school, I liked the OB exposure. I liked the emergency department. And then when I did my family medicine rotation, I just liked the wide variety of things and showing up every day and kind of getting exposed to something new each time. So with all of that said, I eventually decided that I definitely wanted to do primary care of some sort. I was really kind of torn between pediatrics and family medicine because I think with my younger brothers, I really had, I just liked the pediatric side of things. But then I realized that I can do a lot of ped stuff with family medicine still. So family medicine just was the perfect fit for me.
So you're an Eastern Iowa kid. You end up at the University of Iowa. And now we have lured you away to Western Iowa. So welcome to the West Coast.
Yes, thank you.
So why Cass Health?
With me doing residency in Des Moines, obviously central Iowa, my fiance is from the Des Moines area, and she's currently working in Des Moines. We'll see if she continues to keep that job there. But when I started looking for places to go, one, I knew I always wanted to be in Iowa. Like that was for sure. I was going to be in Iowa. I wasn't going to go to any other state. So when I started talking to her about potential places to go, we started researching just kind of within an hour radius of central Iowa, just with her job and possibly have to commute. And then two good friends in residency, Giles and Jill, who are now providers here, they talked a little bit about Cass Health and encouraged me to look into it. So ended up contacting, I think it was Colton, the first person that I was in contact with, and he set up basically an interview and just a chance to see Atlantic, see Cass Health, and I came with that. And I was very impressed with the hospital and just the whole system and how things run. And then Brett, our CEO, gave me a tour of Atlantic, which with me coming from a small town, I knew I would have no problem living here. It was more so convincing my fiance that she could live in a smaller town. And afterwards, when we were driving home, she's like, yeah, I could see myself living here. And that's really all I needed to hear to be sold on this place, because we were very impressed with the health system, but smaller town compared to Des Moines, at least. So.
Absolutely. It's a big adjustment for your family. And so you want to make sure it's right for both of you.
Yep. So with all of that, I'm like, yeah, I'm sold on this place, and I'm still very happy that I made this decision.
Wonderful. We're so glad you're here.
Yes.
What are some of the things that patients should know about you?
I'm 6'4". I'm a very tall individual, but I want them to know, and I want them to feel comfortable and safe in the exam room and have the ability to tell me anything they want and feel comfortable doing so. And like, yes, some people might think I'm a little intimidating just with being how tall I am, but I want them to know that I'm a gentle giant at heart, and they can literally say whatever is on their mind and know that they will get the best care possible.
Okay, so 6'4". We know you're a basketball guy. And I'm going to ask about your favorite basketball team in a minute, but I noticed something on your resume that I've got to ask about. So you participated in the University of Iowa intramural athletics. It says you participated in flag football, kickball, volleyball, but also basketball. And after the word basketball, in parentheses, champions. So congratulations on your championship of the University of Iowa Intramural Athletics Basketball League.
I had to let everyone know that if you're going to put it on the resume, you have to let them know that you were the champion.
Of course you do. Yeah. Of course you do. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
we had a pretty good team, obviously, but it was made up of one of my teammates from college, but then a couple other guys that played college basketball. So we kind of had a stacked team, but there were still a lot of good athletes that go to the University of Iowa that never played collegiate sports. So, but yeah, I had to let them know that we won.
It's fantastic. I love that it made the resume. I thought, we're going to have to ask about that. So you still play basketball?
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, this past summer, I just play with my buddies, and we are in a league that every Tuesday night, I think it was, we would play a organized game, have real referees that are getting paid. So it was pretty legit, but we did not win the championship this past summer.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And coaching with that too. So you like coaching basketball?
Yep. So it was more so when I was in medical school, since I was closer to home. But with my youngest brother going through kind of the AU school ball, he would have some tournaments. So I did help coach that. So I do like that. And if I could continue to do that in some capacity, that would definitely fulfill my heart.
Oh, good. Okay. I think we can make some calls. We can see what we can do. Favorite basketball team?
Yeah. So for the NBA, I've always been a big LeBron fan. So a lot of people debate Michael Jordan versus LeBron. I will always say LeBron. So with the NBA, I don't necessarily have a favorite team. I just always follow what team he's on. So he's been on a couple different ones, but I was able to go to a Cleveland Cavaliers game when I was younger, when he was there the first time. So I do enjoy watching him. And then for college, actually, since probably when I was really young, like elementary ages, my cousin had a North Carolina shirt on, and I was like, well, what team is that? And I started following them. So I've been a North Carolina basketball fan for probably 20 some years. So I do really enjoy watching them play and hope to get out there someday to see a game in person.
Oh, great. And are you a March Madness? Do you do a bracket and everything?
Big March Madness fan.
Okay, great. We do brackets here too. So
yeah, I have not won recently, which is always disappointing, but I do really enjoy watching that.
I thought my women's bracket this year was like for sure, and it gets busted, of course. But so if you're cooking dinner to impress, what are you making?
With my fiance working in Des Moines and then about an hour commute, one thing that just impresses her is having dinner ready no matter what. So it doesn't necessarily have to be anything special, but just having dinner on the table when she gets home impresses her enough. But I think this is kind of a typical guy answer, but like anything like spaghetti, lasagna, anything that is somewhat on the easier side, that would be my go-to.
Perfect. And I love the answer of having dinner ready for her. Wonderful. Great job. Top artists in your Spotify Wrapped. Are you a Spotify listener?
Yeah.
Okay. We want to know, what are those favorite musicians?
Right now, I think these past 2 years, it's been a tie between Jordan Davis, which is a country singer, and then Zach Bryan, which is kind of country folk.
Some of that sad cowboy music.
Yeah, yeah. So we really enjoy going to live concerts, though, so I've been able to go to a couple of those. And back home in Eastern Iowa, the Jones County Fair, I don't know if you're familiar with that county fair, but they usually have a couple big artists on. They have live music on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and they pull some pretty big names of just like country artists. So every year I try to go to at least one of those concerts.
Oh, how fun. Jordan Davis is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally underrated, honestly.
I know. We got to see him at the Waterworks Park in Des Moines a couple years ago. So he was just kind of coming up. It wasn't like a sold out event. So it's always kind of cool to see those people before they get big.
Agreed. Favorite holiday?
I would have to say the 4th of July. I do really enjoy that one. I think it's just because it's in the summer. People are more happy. I'm not a big fireworks fan actually, but I just like all the people that come to our house and just hang out, and we usually have like a pool party. And then the other thing that I would say, this isn't an official holiday, but my fiance's birthday, because we normally try to go somewhere, which is in December, so we try to go to somewhere a little bit more warm than Iowa.
Excellent. Yes, the fiance's birthday is a holiday. Absolutely. How about a favorite book or movie?
Favorite movie?
It does. I do want to say the resume says that hobbies are reading.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk books.
Yeah, I'll get to the books.
Okay.
I'll start with the movies. I don't think I have like one specific one just because that's really hard. But I do, in kind of natural fashion, like the feel-good sports movies. So Miracle, the one about the U.S. hockey team, that's one of the top ones. Glory Road is another. Remember the Titans. Just kind of those classic ones I do really enjoy. I was scrolling through the channels last night, and Angels in the Outfield was on, which is one I haven't seen for a long time since I was a kid, but I had to stop and finish watching that one. That's a good one.
It's so good. And I'm trying to rack my brain for like really great basketball movies. I'm like, what's the Michael Jordan, like Space Jam?
Yeah. Yeah. That one's I like the opening scene of Space Jam, but Hoosiers, I've seen that one.
Of course, yeah.
I would say more of the football ones are a little bit bigger with that.
Yeah, Remember the Titans. Mm-hmm. It's a classic. It's so good. So favorite books?
Yeah.
Or authors?
Yeah. With the books, I really like the mystery / thriller books. Ruth Ware is one of my better authors that I like. I'm reading one of hers right now. It's called, I started it in the summer and then haven't read recently since we were busy with moving and everything like that. The Woman in Cabin 10 is what it's called. So that one's I've heard is really good. It's really good so far. And then actually recently I got into kind of the Throne of Glass series. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one.
Oh, I love the Throne of Glass series. It's fantastic, and it keeps getting better and better and better. And the emotional damage it's going to cause you, we're here for you.
Yes.
So we'll have the boxes of tissues ready.
Yeah, so that one I've gotten into that series. Do really like that. As a guy, like, I don't know how many people you can just go around saying like, yeah, I read some of these series that I've read, but I do really enjoy.
They're wonderful. Yeah, I'm delighted to hear that. You've made some friends in the building. You don't even know it yet. So fantastic. What about hobbies? So basketball, reading, cooking dinner for the fiance. What else do you do in your spare time?
I like to golf, which I've heard that Atlantic has a big just golfing community with the country club and the public course. So I am looking forward to getting out there and doing that starting next year. I'll try to get a couple rounds in still before it gets cold. But otherwise, we really enjoy hanging out with our cat. Like I said, she kind of acts more like a dog than a cat. So she is very entertaining. Actually made a TikTok account for my cat. So if you guys ever have to try to search for that, she is out there.
Okay. And what's the TikTok account?
I believe is at Queen Bee.
At Queen Bee. Is her name Queen Bee?
Her name is Bee.
Bee.
Yep.
Just the letter B or B-E-A?
B-E-E.
B-E-E. Okay.
Yep.
So Queen Bee.
She has the collar with the little bumblebee.
Oh, cute. So she has her own TikTok account. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Dr. Pflughaupt, we are so delighted to have you at Cass Health, and you'll be seeing patients soon. Patients of all ages can make appointments with you. So thank you so much for being here, and welcome to Cass Health.
Yes, thank you. I'm very excited to be here. I'm excited to get involved in the community a little bit and start seeing patients.